welcome to the last transmission. Welcome, Holly.
Hi, hi.
We're back on our
Yeah.
off-duty log.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited. I'm really, really
Mm.
excited.
Glad
Holly,
to,
what week is it?
it's Doctor Who week, I guess.
It is Sixth Doctor, Trial of the Time Lord, because I recently watched it, right? And I wanted to do classic Doctor Who, but obviously that's you can't just do all of that in like one go. That's like a massive
The episodes are far too
thing.
long to do all of it in one
Yeah.
go.
And it's such like there's like loads of different parts of it that you can't just summarize it all in one thing. I feel like I'd rather take specific stories and like do a thing on that. So I'm starting with a Trial of the Time Lord because I recently watched it with my brother, and it is crazy because I watched it when I was like about 13 and like binged it, and it was great. And now I watched it again, and there's some like things. I don't think I watched it all the way through though, because it is very long. It's like the whole of season 23 is like 14 episodes long. So
That
to
is
like
far too long.
it is very long. But yeah, I wanted to do it because it's fresh in my mind. And yeah, also Sixth Doctor, I think is my second or third favorite Doctor from Classic. Fourth was always my first favorite because he's
Mm.
so goofy. He's like a toddler, man. Actually, all the
Yeah.
Doctors are kind of like that, where they just like wander around and like
And they just sort of do stuff, and it's just like, what are you
yeah,
doing? Like, listen, if he
like
came up with fish fingers and custard, that's a toddler meal right
exactly.
there.
That's for real.
Toddler
And that's
palate.
so in character for him. And also, there are so many times where, like, all the episodes just consist of him going out the TARDIS after, like, landing somewhere he wasn't meant to, being out for 5 minutes, and then ending up on, like, these crazy situations.
Mm. But isn't it
Um,
because the TARDIS's subconscious like travels him to somewhere that needs help or some time that needs
yeah, it's
help?
like some kind of like, it's got like its own personality and stuff.
She do.
So yeah, the
I remember
TARDIS is kind of a diva, She just
she is. I think she shows up like with Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor, but we're
oh
not
yeah,
doing
I
that.
remember that. I remember
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like, and she finally has a word with the Doctor, set things straight.
Set things straight. That's fair. It was long due, man. Anyway, it's like broken up. It's 14 episodes, so that's like very long.
That
So
is,
they broke it up into four parts, which each part is still quite long, except the last part, which is just 2 episodes, but it's a lot. But there are other times, in classic Doctor Who where they have like really long episodes. Like the War
yeah. They
Games
did like,
very, very long and
yeah, they
things
did
like
like
that.
what is it, the time of the Time Lords or something, where it's like all the different Time Lords meet up. They've done that a few times though, you know.
Yeah, yeah. The like, I don't know, family reunion kind of thing.
Yeah, like why not? Why not?
I
There
do
was like
like
a
it when they
movie as
all
well.
the movie that was Eighth Doctor.
Was
Or
it?
if you're talking about are you
I'm
talking
talking
about
about the
the
one
that
with like not. I think it has like uh Matt Smith and stuff in. So
that one that one's I know
Time of
what you're
the
talking about.
Time. Yeah,
Something it was like a big old thing, like with
yeah,
Clara was in it. It was like 10 and the War Doctor and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And there's
Wait, was Nine
all
there?
that.
No, Nine
No,
wasn't
he
there.
wasn't. No, 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 no. He was I don't know if they offered. I don't think he
No, they
wanted to.
did. I think Christopher Eccleston didn't. He
He has
left
beef with
because of how other
yeah,
people were
producers.
being treated in the work environment. Because
Okay.
BBC has a very
Issues.
long streak of
Yeah.
poorly treating people working there, especially women. So he left because of that, and it
Yeah.
only came out fairly recently, I think.
I know,
Why
yeah,
he
it's kind of weird.
stopped, but
Yeah.
yeah, he stopped because actresses were being treated poorly and stuff, and some other reasons. But yeah,
Yeah.
that is a huge thing within Doctor Who,
Yeah.
and mostly the
Big
BBC
old.
itself. Um,
Yeah. I think
so
it
he
goes
probably
back all the way as well. It's
it
like
does.
kind of
The
cracked,
further
man.
you go, the worse it gets.
Yeah, I know. The first Doctor was like not even a good guy. Like the actor was a little like there was like
Janky.
racism, there was like sexism. He was like,
Oh,
"Why is there a
gorgeous.
woman working? She should be at home with the kids."
Like,
And
come
like,
on, man.
yeah, and yeah, it's messed up. But anyway, oh, okay. We start off the first episode, so we're in the mysterious planet. That's the first episode. So
Hmm.
part one, it's actually a really cool scene. It's kind of like a zoom in to this is a space station above Gallifrey, and it's really
Hmm.
cool, like zoom in scene. And then we see this, it zooms into this. So basically, the TARDIS is being taken out of the time stream. So
Hmm.
Time Lords are summoning the Doctor again.
They do that. They do
But
that. I noticed they do that a lot more in the older ones.
they do,
Because
and
at
he's
first,
always annoyed.
yeah. I mean, I would be too.
Yeah, like just in the middle of an adventure, you just get pulled out and just like, yeah. And it's kind of annoying for him that the TARDIS is like connected to like Gallifrey and stuff, and like, yeah, he does
Mm.
have beef with the Time Lords. But anyway, this whole like intro scene is like really really cool. But it cost get can you guess how much it costs to make?
Um, I don't know. Like, are we
8,000.
talking? Oh, oh.
Just
Is
for
that in
like
modern
the
money or is that
couple of
in?
oh money then I think.
Okay, so that's even more. Oh my
So
goodness.
yeah,
Because
it's
of
a lot,
inflation.
a lot. I mean, it's a really cool scene, and I wouldn't guess that it was from the 80s. You know,
Hmm.
for me, it just looks like I could look at it and be like, oh, that doesn't, because some of the special effects obviously are really like,
It's
I
the
don't even know
same
how to explain.
explosion every single time and
Yeah, it's
laser
like Star
effect.
Trek level, like
Oh yeah,
original, like
the original series.
and even in this story, they have like the really trashy like special effects, which
The
I
same laser
it's
for
really
everything
funny.
that happens.
It is, yeah. But this is just like really like good. But obviously you can't really do that the entire time because obviously you gotta
Money.
pay people. You can't, yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah. That was but it was I do like the opening scene. It is really a cool scene. He's obviously like real confused because it's like he stumbles out of the TARDIS like he looked drunk or something. He's got like
He's a
he's
bit
like, where
spacesick.
am I? He is. He's just really confused and
We've all been there.
bamboozled.
Well,
Yeah. Being taken out of our time stream right in the middle of when we're busy. Imagine like if it's like a really inconvenient moment as well. Like
when
what
would
if
it
they like
not be? When would it be convenient to be just like
I
thrust
don't
across
know.
time?
But like you just end up like I don't know. It is kind of annoying. Like imagine like you're in your car and like your car just gets summoned by the company that made it or something. Like
Like,
or
oh
like you're
wait,
traveling.
Toyota. Hi.
Yeah, you end up in the headquarters and they're like and you don't want anything to do with them and they just like grab
Hmm.
you like from space and just
Listen, you've
plop
been
you.
driving this BMW for long enough. Time you repay.
Yeah, yeah. And
To
also
be
it's not
fair,
even a new one, it's a real old one.
yeah. To be fair though, he did steal it. So
Yeah, yeah. Though I mean, I don't know how new it was when he stole it, but like at this point, it's a very old model. So like,
hmm.
if I went and stole like some like real old like janky like
Yeah, in
mechanical
canon,
thing.
he steals it when it's old as well, so it was old to begin
Okay,
with.
so yeah, it was old to begin with. So if you have like a really like rusty like messed up car or something in your garage and someone takes it, like for me that might be a plus because it's like, oh, thank you,
Oh, that car was
I
driving me
didn't want it.
places that I didn't want to go anyway.
Yeah, it was like you steer left and you go right kind of thing. It's
Hmm.
like just screaming every time. Yeah. So he goes up, stumbles up, goes to the doors, ends up in courtroom. So he's been summoned to the courtroom. He's not
Almost
very happy.
Christmas means it wasn't Christmas.
Yeah. So he's like, where am I? And they're like, oh, well, his words are something like, am I late for something? Oh yeah, the okay, first character, I'll introduce him in a second, but there's just like in the dark this mysterious voice that says, "At last, doctor." And the doctor's like, "Am I late for something?" And then he's like, "Take a seat." So he does. And there's all these Time Lords in the back watching. And
Naturally.
obviously he's this has happened to him before. This isn't his first rodeo
It's like
with the
being
Time
late for
Lords.
class and all the people, all the students in the back, like staring at you. You know, you've been
Yeah.
judged.
Like when you like used to be part of a school and then you haven't been there for like years, and then all of a sudden they just yank you and like kidnap you for like
Mm.
the I don't even know how many times this has happened before, but like and you're just like, oh, it's you guys. Okay, I
Hi
guess I'm here
guys.
now, kind of thing. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
being judged by
Anyway,
his peers.
he is. He is. Okay, this is the Inquisitor.
Oh wait, she
So
diva.
she is, and also her makeup is like
That's
real
like
good.
gold.
Like, yeah, it's like she's voguing. Anyway,
She is. She's beyond Vogue.
she's been appointed to take this trial. This is the Valiard. Okay, he's the one that was like, at last, Doctor. He
It's kind of a fit.
is,
It's kind of a fit.
yeah, it is. Also, I don't know, he's just a bit creepy, but also he's just like got it out for the Doctor for some
He
reason.
looks like he's wearing something that Q would wear from Star Trek.
That's true. Yeah, like
If you change the, like some of the accents and make it red, that's Q.
it could be him. Yeah, that could. Q is such a good character.
I love Q. He's so diva, and John
He
Delancey plays
is.
him. Random
Yeah.
fact: John Delancey was in My Little Pony. He voiced
I
Discord.
know Discord. I know. I should do a deep dive of My Little Pony.
Honestly,
But
wait, go
also, I
for it.
that would be crazy. But I would have to like watch because I watched a lot of it and then like stopped watching it,
I
and
did
then
the
like
same.
there's like a heck ton of things happened, and yeah, I kind of know bits and pieces, but like that is a whole deep dive.
The last thing that I remember was like the communism episode slash kind of movie. You know, with like
Yeah,
Starlight Glimmer. Is that her name?
for real.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That's one
I
of
actually
the
I think
people.
I watched more of like the My Little Pony tales with like the 80s My Little Pony with Bon Bon, Patch, Clover.
Oh, the
I watched
OG.
that a lot.
Yeah,
That was what I
yeah.
watched. Anyway, that's not that's not anything to do
Okay,
with this guy.
anyway. So the Inquisitor says, Doctor, you've been on trial before, and she seems very like not biased. She just wants to know the truth. She doesn't sway either way. But the Valiard, for some reason, is like really anti the Doctor. Like he
I
wants
mean,
him
I would
dead.
be too.
Like this, like in the trial, he's like, "You're trying for your life." That could be him. The
Wait,
haircut.
he's got his
Oh,
hat.
you need to. Can you send me a close up picture of the baby from your
I
phone,
will.
and then I can insert it into the
This is my
into
profile picture
the.
right now.
That's cool. Why do you have? Where'd you get them from? I got
Um,
my brother like a load of ducks,
I got it from
like
a
teeny
baby
duck.
shower. I also have lots of little
A
ducks
baby
around my
shower.
room. Yeah, I went to a baby
Yeah.
shower and they were like, "Oh, find the little babies," and I was like,
The little
"Okay,"
baby,
and I
the little
found the
naked
most. I had
babies.
like 50, and they were like, "Yeah, you can
Oh.
keep them."
That's that's a really good prize. I want one. They're so like I would just keep it around to just creep people out. Have you seen like when they people get Sylvanian families and they drill like a put a screw in the head so they can put it on a key ring? I would do that with the baby. Put a
I would
little like hook on his head.
I used to have loads of Sylvanian families. I
I
loved
did.
them.
I did. Anyway,
They're yeah.
yeah. We're getting sidetracked, man. The doctor is basically they're saying, you're meddling too much. You're meddling too much and you're causing harm, on all his adventures. And he's very an outcast, the doctor from the Time Lords, because they're very all his life have kind of looked down on him for like just going out and like doing adventures and stuff and interacting with all these like lower life creatures. Like, why
Mm.
would you go to Earth like a billion times? Why are you
So
hanging
boring.
out with all these people? And
It's like
so
whenever
they're
you
accusing,
it's like
yeah,
whenever you go on vacation to like a cold climate, it's like why would you do that?
yeah. Why would you wanna, yeah. But yeah, they're like you're meddling too much and you're causing harm. So anyway, they use this thing called the Matrix, which that basically just the screen. So
Is there the guy who like flies and there's like there's no spoon and then like there's the red
Mr.
pill and
Spoon,
yeah, Mr.
but anyway,
Spoon. There is no spoon.
so the Matrix is this like massive like supercomputer. Every Time Lord and like TARDIS is like connected to it. So it's basically like a CCTV for like everything Gallifreyan, like all the
Yeah,
Time Lords, all the like even if you're off the planet,
they
they
just
can
use their
see.
Google.
Yeah, and it's supposedly like tamper proof. This
Oh, that
thing,
that feels like foreshadowing.
yeah, every like whenever the doctor questions it, they're like, well, it cannot be tampered with. It
It's
cannot,
like
it
the
is
Brainiac
impossible.
system. They're
I
just
know.
Kryptonian. Wait,
It's just every time they're like, well, are you questioning the Matrix? You
are
can't
you
question the
questioning
Matrix.
Brainiac?
Exactly. So, yeah, foreshadowing. So, first adventure they look at as evidence against the Doctor, Ravlox. So, this is Perry, obviously. Look at her.
Harry the
Um,
platypus.
Perry. Her full name is like
Platypus
what is
is the
it?
platypus.
Purpagillium Brown. That's her
The
full name.
what?
Purpagillium Brown. So they
The
just call
only
her Perry
brown I
because
know
that's
is
like
Steph Brown.
like Romana. Her full name is like hella long, so they just call her Romana. They're on Ravlox, which is like a planet kind of similar to Earth kind of thing. The doctor tells Perry they're like strolling through this like foresty thing. The doctor says, "Okay, there was a fireball. That baby could have done the fireball." He looks guilty. Apparently, there was a fireball which has devastated the planet. Which they're walking through the forest, and Perry's like, "It doesn't look very like devastated." And she asks something like, is there any intelligent life on this planet? And the doctor looks at her and he's like, what, apart from me, you mean? And the sixth doctor, his personality is so cracked, man. Like
Mm.
he's such a diva. Like he's actually like kind of bratty kind of thing. Like when he first regenerates, the doctor always has the whole thing of like not harming people and not carrying weapons. Like the sixth doctor regenerates and like the first thing he does is strangle Perry.
Oh my
So
word, that's so
and
real
then
though.
kind of blames her, and then he's like, you have to sit with me because I have to like banish myself for what I've done, and you'll have to care for me. And she's like, why would I have to like be banished with you for like 1,000 years or something? And he's like, well, you
It's
should be
just the
grateful.
business.
You've been like appointed to such like a role. You should just be grateful, you lowly little human kind of thing. Yeah, anyway, they're strolling through the forest. Okay, these two fellas, this is Dibber and Sabalon Glitz. So Dibber on the left, Glitz on the right.
Okie dokie.
He shows up later in Doctor Who a
They
couple
look like
times.
they look like that they're about to go to Ren Fair.
They're kind of freelance people, so that they just kind of just take jobs and like get as much money as possible, but in a
They
really really
yeah.
sketchy way.
They still
Like
do look like they've dressed up as their D&D character.
yeah, they're very sketchy. They just like take jobs with whoever, no matter their background, and like they're just in it for the money, basically. They attempt to shoot the doctor, and the doctor
Oh.
just like moves off just in time. So he and Perry are kind of like running around, but like obviously they miss shooting him. He survives anyway. Blitz and Dibber are talking about their plan to destroy the L3 robot by sabotaging its light conversion system. So basically, there's like a little rod thing, light conversion system that powers a robot. We haven't seen the robot yet, but the light conversion system has been turned into a totem pole by a primitive tribe. So they have to like figure out a way to like, I don't know, do that without upsetting the tribe and being like stabbed or something with a spear. The Doctor and Perry find this really weird like entrance, which doesn't look like an entrance. It just looks
It
like
does look a little bit suspicious,
yeah.
a little bit
And the doctor's
suspect.
like, let's go down there. And Perry's like, no.
Hell
So they go
nah.
down there. Yeah, they're still like thinking, oh, we're gonna be shot again. So they go in there.
It's like that one scene from Inside Out where it's like, oh, it says danger, but that's just short for shortcut.
Exactly. It
That's
is.
the
It really
Perry and the
that's
Doctor
just
right now.
that's just the doctor's like mindset, like his whole
Yeah,
life. He just
danger, shortcut.
danger, that sounds fun. Yeah, let's go. But this doctor would be like, danger, I'm too good for danger. You think danger could kill me? They're like exploring this like really suspicious, like it's like if you like find like a weird abandoned building and it's all overgrown and you're like breaking in, you shouldn't be there, but they're just like going around and they're looking, and the whole time Perry is on this planet, she's like, this looks really familiar. Like I don't know, I'm just getting this feeling that it's like I've been here before. And she keeps on saying this, and the doctor's like, how on earth would you have been here before? Don't be silly.
Time travel,
uh
maybe.
okay, so they find this. It says Marble Arch. And Perry's like, hold on a second. What do you mean Marble Arch? And the doctor's like, what? And so they think in their head a little bit. Marble Arch, London Underground.
Oh, of course. Ba, ba,
Um,
ba.
yeah.
Same picture, same picture.
So how is this here? Is this Earth? What's going on? And Perry's like starting to freak out because she's like, wait, so you said there's a fireball, and this is like, I don't even know how long into the future. And she's like, okay, but like all life is destroyed on here. But this is London, isn't it? And the doctor's like, well, I don't really know. It probably isn't. And like all these
Dude, if
things.
Marble Arch is there, then you are in London. That's the London Underground.
Yeah. So
I'm
Perry begins
sorry,
to like
Doctor.
mourn her planet, obviously, because it's like, why not? Because it's like you've just found like the remains of like your dead planet.
To be
Um,
fair, if that was me, I would just be like, oh well, at least it's not happening yet until a couple thousand years. Oh well.
well, that's kind of what the doctor says. He's in a very not respectful way. He's like, well, you should know by now that things like this don't matter. You've been traveling with me for long enough to know that, like, why should you care?
Yeah, we're all gonna die
Like your
eventually. Come on, man.
history. Yeah. And Perry's just like, she's not having it because obviously I don't know, you can see both sides. But at the same time, the doctor's being very disrespectful about it, you know.
I'm gonna start dissing
He's
his
just
planet.
being, yeah, he's just being very like rude about it. And then he's like, of and she's like, you don't understand. And he's like, of course I understand. And yeah, anyway, they're having this whole thing. Meanwhile, Glitz and Dibber are captured by the tribe of the free. Meet this lady, this ginger lady, Queen. What is this? Patricia. I'm calling her that,
Patricia.
Patricia. Anyway, I can't even remember if that's the way you pronounce it. But anyway, she sees them like, obviously they have the plan of like taking down what they view as the totem pole, and like I don't know, they have this whole encounter, and then she just locks them up because they explain to her that, well, Glitz claims that the totem attracted the fireball that devastated Ravlox and asks for it to be taken down, in a way to kind of trick the queen, you know, into thinking that it needs to be taken down. And she says that others have asked before to have the totem dismantled, and none of them have succeeded. So Glitz and Dibber decide in this scenario to draw their guns and try and fight the tribe of the free, and they lose because they're like really overpowered and outnumbered. So they're locked up. Okay, the doctor, this is like a little bit into the episode, but Perry goes and waits by the entrance because she's upset, and the doctor continues exploring, which is kind of rude because like your companion's like upset, and you're just like, well, I'm just gonna continue exploring.
Ugh. See ya.
Yeah. So he continues exploring and sets off an alarm. And the rest of the deeper into the underground you get, there's like a more futuristic looking like complex. So he discovers that, and he's like tied up by this. I don't know who this guy is, but he's tied up, and they're kind of like, he keeps on calling the doctor old one, and the doctor's like really offended by it. the doctor like at some point interrupts them watching the Matrix because he's like, "Why are we watching this? What's the relevant?"
It's a good movie.
And the Valiard's like, "Shut up," because the doctor keeps on interrupting. He like can't shut up. He's like, I don't know. He's admiring himself, but
Oh,
also he's like, he's like, why are we watching this like magnificent adventure or whatever? The Valiard's just like, if you continue watching, you'll see. He found a water bottle on the floor, basically. That's what
I
set
know,
off
that's a
an
thing,
alarm.
yeah.
So he picks up the water bottle and gets tied up. They
Naturally.
accuse him of stealing water, so they're gonna stone him. Um,
Naturally.
yeah, I don't know. He tries to like escape, but he's like knocked unconscious and stuff. So two other officials come and like break up the stoning, prevent him from being stoned. The doctor's still breathing, but before he's killed, another guy gets a message from the immortal. Who's the immortal? He seems to be like some like crazy guy. It's kind of like the tribe where it's like everyone just listens to the main guy kind of thing. Like no one questions the immortal. So
He's
he's taken
immortal.
to the immortal. Yeah, you can't question him.
Yeah.
They've like built up to this. Guy in the back is the immortal with his like two assistants. The like
Wait, they look
smartest.
so very similar.
Yeah, they're like the smartest of this tribe. There's like two tribes.
Are they
The
short?
the
If they were
ones
very, they
I
don't.
don't remember.
You wouldn't have
They
that haircut if you were that smart. I'm sorry.
I don't know. But yeah. I mean, they're smart compared to the rest of their people. So
Oh,
there's
ow.
that. I don't know. Go back to Perry.
Harry the Platypus.
She's like taken before the Queen. She's like questioning Perry and Dibber and Glitz. And she's like a big fan of Perry. And she's like, Perry, that's a good name. I will find many husbands for you. And Perry's like, what? I don't want husbands. Um,
She's trying to be very thoughtful for the platypus.
she's like, we have few women as well in her tribe, so you will have many husbands. So that's but anyway, she locks up Perry and Dibber and Glitz. She says that Glitz will be sacrificed because of his attempt to destroy the Great Totem. So
To be fair, they
um
do like that.
yeah, the doctor's with the robot. Drathro is his name.
That
So
is a cool name.
it is, but it commands the doctor to work with his two assistants, like on some like circuit computer thing. I don't really know what. I don't think it has a name. But anyway, the doctor's trying to fix.
Brainiac.
Yeah, and the doctor wants to leave in order to try and fix it, but Drathro says you're not allowed to. And the robot's Drathro's instructions are to maintain the underground system, so that's what he's gonna do. The doctor like somehow finds a way to this is electrocute the robot and his assistants, and then he escapes. So big L for them. Drathro like wakes up and sends like a little service robot to track down the doctor. During all this, Perry, Glitz, and Dibber somehow overpower the guards and escape. But then Dibber is like remaining behind to plant a bomb on the converter totem thing. They go to the underground complex because Perry's obviously like, we have to find the doctor. I could probably skip over some bits because it's not, you just need to know the basic thing. But Glitz confirms that the planet is actually Earth.
It's not just some other planet that's obsessed with like Earth and
Yeah, so it
Mother
actually
Earth.
is Earth, just like millions of years into the future. At some point, the
Mm-hmm.
doctor is going to help Drathro, but then he figures out that the converter is beyond repair, and he tells Drathro that he has to shut it down, because otherwise it's going to be like a massive explosion. But Drathro's like says no because it would mean he would get destroyed. And then the doctor's like, "Come on, it would like it. The explosion could." Destroy the entire universe somehow. It's like something to do with like black light or something, not really sure. But anyway, through the universe. And Drathro is just really stubborn and he's like, no, I will not. Anyway, eventually the doctor realizes that the black light system's already gonna self-destruct. So he just has to stop it from creating a chain reaction. So the system explodes, but only like the castle, the like thing they're in is destroyed. They escape anyway. Oh yeah, we get back to the courtroom and the doctor's like, will I save the universe? So yeah, why are you using this against me? The Valiard warns the doctor that he has even more evidence to come and that the court at the end of his trial will demand his life. So that's first episode. or
Of
first
the
part after
episode.
out of four. So the mysterious planet, that's that part done. So on to the next bit. Arrives on this planet. I need to get it
Very
actually.
pretty. Very pretty planet.
Very beautiful. Okay, this episode, or this not episode, this part of it, second part of this is called Mind Warp. So the
Okay.
Doctor and Perry arrive on this planet. The Doctor, for some reason, he parks the TARDIS like on the water, right? And then he and
Nothing
Perry
could
get
go
out
wrong.
like knee deep into the water. Or he's actually more than knee deep. You can see he's like in the water. And they
Yeah.
like trek through the water for about like, I don't know, something like 10 steps and then get out of the water. Like, so it's like a beach.
He could have
Why
just
would you,
moved it a little bit
yeah,
closer.
why would you not like park on the sand and get
Maybe.
out?
Oh, I don't
But
know.
anyway, that's so that was some like weird, pointless thing that happened. I don't really understand. This is the kind of I guess this is just looking into his mind, just the way he makes decisions is very
Silly.
yeah, it's
He's
like
just a little silly.
that this was a I think he's just into the drama though. He's just like,
Yeah.
I'm an adventurer. I have to do these shenanigans. Um the Doctor shows Perry like a weapon that he was given and he says he's come to find out okay, there are these people called the warlords and he's like, why would they give me this? How did they get this technology? This is like beyond them. So that's what they're gonna figure out. Anyway, they find a cave and Perry, she's grabbed by it. Yeah, not very good. This
Bit
happens like
handy though.
also about 2 minutes into the episode. So it's like you arrive and then basically immediately your
Jam packed full
companions
of
attack.
action. Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, guard hears all the commotion. The Doctor somehow like fought it off. Anyway, this guard person finds them and accuses them of murdering a guy called the Rack. How do you say that?
Barack
RAAK.
Obama.
Something like that. Anyway, oh, the monster. That's what the monster's called. So they're accused of murdering the monster, even though they would have died if it hadn't of I don't know. If they hadn't have fought back, they would be dead. So
I mean, they still killed it.
anyway, yeah, there's this scene where like they like the guards like have the body on this like stretcher and the doctor's like, oh well, I'm a doctor, let me have a look. And so he goes to the other side of the stretcher and has a look and like he looks at Perry and he's like, you're gonna help. He's like, yeah, you're my nurse, right? And she's like, what? And then she's like, oh yeah I am. So they're like doing this little like doctor thing and then he like flips over the stretcher and they make a break for it, which is
Oh,
kind of disrespectful.
that's that's
You
that's
just
malpractice if I've ever seen it.
yeah, that was the most ridiculous. Like I feel like other doctors would have been like, that's kind of disrespectful, I'm not going to do that. But the sixth doctor just doesn't care.
He is toddler mentality.
He's like, well, I've got to escape, so this is how I'm going to do it. So anyway, they ran away, but they quickly find another monster. The monster is kind of nice to them. The doctor's like shows it that they're not going to attack it, so the monster chills out a bit. But they continue like going, escaping with. Okay, and then there's this scene. So we're in this like lab medical thing. Guy on the left on the bed, he's like a king, and they're doing like some not very what's the word, humane experiments on him.
They're gonna do some malpractice.
They're gonna do some malpractice. That is kind of their thing. Anyway, that's King Ukranos. I
Julian.
think that's how you say it.
Oh, I'm so
Julian.
close.
He's been experimented on, and the Doctor and Perry somehow sneak inside of this place, which is probably like the worst place.
You would have thought they had a higher security for the king and stuff, but
Yeah.
no.
But it's against his will though. He's like been
Oh,
captured. So, but
how?
even then, like, surely if you went through all the effort of like capturing someone, you wouldn't want.
People to find out.
Yeah,
But
it's kind
surely,
of a weird situation. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, the Doctor sabotages some of the equipment, and then there's these two fellas. The left one is Sil. I can't remember what the right one. No, the right one is Sil. I can't remember what the left one is. The left one's like dying.
He should need
So
he needs some medical
basically,
attention.
he's trying to find a donor body. So
Okay.
get his mind, his brain implanted in the body.
Like Cassandra.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, basically. So that's why the experiments are going on. There's this really mad doctor that's like
Madder
really
than the
creepy.
doctor.
Yeah,
Crazy.
he's like going on about like all his achievements and stuff, and like I didn't even know. They strapped the actual doctor to a chair, and they're like, "Wow, you're a good specimen. You would make a nice body for this guy."
I mean, that's quite
So
kind of them, calling him a nice
yeah,
specimen.
yeah. So the doctor is strapped to the table, and like they put like this metal helmet thing on him, and the doctor's like screaming, and yeah, that all happens. This guy again, the king, he wakes up, and he's like one of the trope of no brain or muscle. He like screams like a toddler, like shouts all the time. Anyway, he beats up the guard and like leaves, and then the doctor and Perry like follow him out. The only thing is the doctor's like not quite right in the head. From this point on, waking up, the doctor is really not himself. Like
Yeah.
he looks like he's like on the highest level of like hallucination kind of drugs.
He's on some
Like he's
hallucinogenics.
for real, he's like not making
He had
sense.
some
He
shrooms
has
before he came here.
he has and he it sounds like his like I don't know, it sounds like he just doesn't know what he's saying at that point. Anyway, there are loads of shenanigans that go on. I'm not going to go too into it. There's a point where the doctor like betrays Perry, and at this point in the trial, we get back to the trial scene, and the doctor like can't remember what happened. So he's in the courtroom, and he's like, I don't remember this happening. And the Valiard's like, oh, I guess it's temporary amnesia from being taken out of your time stream. But
Oh,
the Valiard's
yeah.
like, well, look, you needlessly sacrificed your companion because he's like against Perry now. He's like taking the side of this guy's Sil on the right. I can't remember what the other guy's name, but Sil is like the doctor. The doctor's met him before in a previous episode. He's really like messed up guy though. He like does a lot of experimentation like stuff. Um, but the doctor is like on his side, and you can tell the doctor's like not knowing what he's not himself. Like he's gone like evil kind of thing. So
Gone
Perry's really
rogue.
confused because she's like, I'm your friend. And he's like, no, you're not. And so he's on Sil's side. Obviously, they were saying like he'd be a good match for the other guy, to have his body. But they say, well, if you can find a better body, then we'll spare yours. So the doctor goes looking for another one. And during this, they're like, well, Perry would make a good body. So they're on the hunt for Perry because they want her
Okay.
body, which is kind of creepy. They're just body snatchers at this point.
But only slightly more nefarious.
Yeah, it is very, very strange. But like the King, Perry, and there's this guy called Dorf, which I don't have a picture of him, but he looks like a melted human. He's like been heavily experimented on, and he's kind of like a wolf man kind of thing. But he was previously with the king in his like one of his warriors, basically. But the king keeps on having these like outbursts of like, I'm gonna die in conquest, I'm gonna die in battle, kind of thing. Like he's adamant. He keeps on talking about how he's gonna die in battle. That's his like dream.
Very Klingon right there.
He very, very, very Klingon. Like that's his whole
Or
life's purpose.
not
Die in
Klingon as
battle.
well. They have that in there's the what are they called? The Soltarans. Yeah. They're Doctor Who when they like battle and stuff.
Basically, it is exactly like a Soltaran, basically. It's like you have your warrior brethren and you're gonna die in battle, and that's like gonna be great and stuff. Perry keeps on talking to him like he's a toddler and like she's his mother. She's like, okay, okay, okay. But right now we have to go see the doctor. Because she's really confused why the doctor's turning on her. But she's like still his friend, and she's like, we have to fix him. He's like not himself.
Hmm.
And I didn't even know. And then the king is like talking about something like, you'll be my warrior wife or something. And Perry's like, whoa, 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 hold up there. Like she's not a fan of that plan. But at the same time, you have this guy who's like clearly off his rocker kind of thing, and he's like
Yeah.
got sword and he's like very muscular. So like she doesn't want to upset him, obviously. So the doctor like is looking for another body. Um
Still.
but it's kind of a trick because they're kind of trying to occupy him while they take Perry and like
Um.
transfer the guy's brain to her. They end up ignoring a few other things in the plot. They capture Perry while the doctor is like looking for another specimen. And the Valiard, they keep on like interrupting the Matrix. And the doctor is like adamant
Good
he
movie.
can't remember what happened to Perry, but he's adamant that, oh, well, I was clearly doing this as a trick to save her or something like that. You know, he's adamant that he would never hurt her. And the Valiard's like, well, you'll see what's coming. And you, like, yeah, I don't know. They capture Perry, they shave her head,
Oh
and they end
God.
up, look at her.
Oh
Also,
wait, she's
this is a
actually a Lady
very,
Diva. Wait a minute.
okay,
That's
this is a
actually a
very
look.
flattering angle because if you look at her from the side, you can see where they've like glued down the bald cap over her
Oh,
hair. This is like the best angle you can see it from. But anyway, at this point, what they do is basically they delete the brain of the person. So in this case, they delete the brain of Perry and transfer the other guy's mind into her, and that's successful. So she gets up and she has this like really creepy like masculine voice because she's now a man, but it's
whoa.
like yeah, yeah, it's really creepy. It's like the guy's got her body and it's like this is such a good body, warm-blooded, because the other
Just
guy
my
is
body.
obviously like a reptilian kind of thing, but they're like this warm blooded thing, you know, this is such an improvement.
It's the latest update.
And the doctor is very upset because at this point he is taken out, this is when he's taken out the time stream, and there's a Gallifreyan, I think if I remember correctly, they kill Perry supposedly, because they said, you know, they can't allow that to, they can't allow one of their kind to have that much impact on someone, so they terminate her life basically. And the doctor sees this, and up until
Oh
this point
no.
he couldn't remember, so he finds out his companion's now dead.
Wait, she
Yeah, that's
actually
very,
dead then.
well, we'll find out, but from
Okay.
this point it's like, yeah, she's dead. And so the Valiard's like, well, as you can see, his actions, the doctor's actions, have led to the death of his companion and a lot of other deaths. Though it's really weird when he's taken out of the time stream, is a very weird thing because basically they kind of take over the doctor's body and he like walks backwards into the TARDIS, and it's kind of a very goofy looking part of it. But yeah, so this is like a very intense moment. The Inquisitor and the Valiard say that if they didn't end Perry's life now, then there would have been more experimentation and it would have been worse. And the Doctor obviously is very angry that he's like, if he hadn't have been taken out of time, he could have like done something. And he says the doctor makes a claim that like this wasn't the reason he was taken out of time. He thinks there's something suspicious going on, and throughout all of this he's been making the claim that no, this part's wrong and that part's wrong. He's adamant that there's something else going on, there's some
Yeah.
kind of ulterior motive going on with this trial. Next episode, Terror of the Vervoids. At this point it's the doctor's turn to present his case, to defend himself. He's given access to the Matrix so that he can present his case and be like, well, I've actually had a significant positive impact on the universe. Halfway in, Holly, how are you
This is a
feeling?
it's a very long story, but you can see that it's definitely building up to something. I think there's definitely something more nefarious going on.
Yeah,
And the Doctor has very clearly kind of been set up here. Because
yeah,
as you said,
definitely.
he's not in control of his body whenever he gets like this. So
Taken
maybe
out.
I'm
Yeah.
starting to think that the guy that might have like some beef with him is trying to like
Oh, the
make him
Valiard.
seem badder in the council, you know?
definitely. I mean, it is a very, very long story, obviously. And I'm
Yeah,
at the end, I'm gonna go through my thoughts about the length of it and like how it could be better, what they did good about it. But it is a
yeah, yeah.
very
Very, very long story.
very long story. Okay. But anyway, moving on to Terror of the Vervoids. This time it's the Doctor taking a story from his future. So one thing the Matrix, it has access to all the past events, but also based on the past events, it can very accurately predict the future. It can like do past and future. So the next, this next episode is from the Doctor's future. So Doctor returns to court after they have like recess time, and also
Yeah.
he was given time to allow him to like mourn Perry because obviously this is like him finding out she died. And the Inquisitor is like, I hope you've had enough time to get
Yeah.
over this. And
And as
he's
far as he
like,
knows, it's his fault. So
yeah. And he's sitting there and he's like, well, there'll never be adequate time. But right now we have to move on with this. This next episode is on a spaceship that has a load of like rare metals. It's delivery ship kind of thing, but also there's like a leisure section of it. So it's like both like
it's giving
kind of
Babylon
like a
5,
cruise.
it's giving DS9, it's giving a
It
cruise.
is basically like a cruise, but it's also delivering things to a different planet and stuff. This is like a Sherlock kind of story. It's like someone dies and it's like who did it, and then someone else dies, it's like who did it. That's the kind of story.
Love a
most
whodunit.
people most people on this voyage will not survive.
I know.
So um
Hooray! I love a murder.
the Doctor is like in the TARDIS. Actually, what's the next slide? Okay, the first thing is like this lady is a professor, basically.
Yeah.
Let me find her name. Oh, Sarah Lasky. She's like an important person. She's on this like space cruise thingy. We cut to the Doctor on this like really weird bicycle like exercise thing. I'm not really sure how this thing works because it's like a bicycle. He sits on it, but he like pushes the handles forward and backwards. Anyway, this is against his will because his companion who's here, Mel, I don't know, what's her full name? Melanie Bush. But anyway, they just call her Mel. She's getting him to exercise because she's saying he needs to slim up and stuff.
She's getting him on that diet. She's getting him on that workout.
Yeah, because she's like, and she keeps on blending up carrot juice for him, and he hates it.
That's so
Also
mean.
fit change.
I do like the fit. I do like the fit.
Yeah, but also she's just like she's. To be fair, she is slim and she is like a gym person, and she's like, "Come on, doctor, you have to." But also, like, she's kind of like a child. I don't know how old she is. Like, she's an adult, but she reminds me of a child because she has a quite a high pitched voice, and she's a very small lady. I don't know. That's that anyway. And they've got the 80s fashion, which I love seeing that in Doctor Who. The 80s fashion.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
I love the fashion. Whoever does the wardrobes in any of it, so good, so good.
yeah, yeah. They pick up a message. They pick up a message, like a distress message, um from the ship. So they go and the doctor's like talking to Mel and he's like, I sense evil here in this message, so we have to investigate. And Mel's like, she doesn't want to go, but they're gonna go. So they materialize on the ship, and like immediately the guards find them. So they like grab him. The guy in charge of the spaceship is like knows the doctor
Oh, I'm
is
back.
known for his trouble. Like every time he's around, something goes wrong. So, and also there's just been a murder. He's kind of their suspect in this because it's very
Yeah.
suspicious timing. So the doctor and Mel are confined to the passenger quarters, but the doctor's obviously like, we have to find out who the murderer is. So the whole time he and Mel are like kind of going around the spaceship really suspiciously. They're tricking guards and stuff, and they're like, one time the doctor like set off the like fire alarm to like distract a guard. I don't know. They were up to like really suspicious things.
It's not a good
And it's like
look.
no, it's not when you and your companion are like a lot of times like doing these shenanigans. I mean, one time Mel like convinces like one of the guards, or not guards, one of the workers to like show her around a off limits place, and he
Hmm.
dies, and they catch her, and that obviously that's very suspicious, and
That is
like
suspicious.
yeah, it really is. So they're big suspect, but throughout all of this, people keep on dying.
Hmm.
Yeah, not good, not good.
Sorry, that was a Star Trek
Um,
reference again. I'm very sorry.
it's okay, it's okay. Oh, at some point in this, we cut back to the trial room, the courtroom, and the doctor says, "Wait, hold on. I watched these clips earlier, and this didn't happen." Like there are a couple times where he says, "Well, these have been changed since I like sent them through. Since I watched them, these clips have changed." And
Hmm.
again, the Inquisitor is like, "Well, are you claiming that they've been tampered with? You know that's impossible." And the Valiard again is like, "Well, that's not possible. He's
Yeah.
clearly like trying to fake it and stuff." Throughout this, there's this like suspicious room that only specific people are allowed to go into, but they have to go into it with like gas masks and stuff. No
Yeah.
one knows what's in there, including I don't think the guy in charge of the ship even knows what's in there. So like throughout
Oh,
this whole thing, that's going down, and it's like, what is in there?
very suspicious.
There is one part where the doctor spots something, and the Valiard's like, "How did you know that?" And then the doctor's like, "Well, replay it. If you were watching this, you would know that this happened." And he's like really smug about it. He's like, "I spotted it, and none of you guys spotted it." So he's very like his ego is just very high. This doctor
Yeah.
has a very
He's
high
very
ego.
yeah,
Yeah, compared to his
self-centered.
companions,
And he
very,
feels quite
very.
assured of himself as well.
But also, it's kind of like almost, the doctor leaves, obviously, in the beginning, the doctor leaves Garrett Time Lords naturally kind of see themselves as higher than other species and stuff. So it's
Hmm.
almost, and then the doctor kind of unlearned that and was like, well, actually, I don't feel that I'm better than any of these. And until the sixth doctor, and he just goes straight back to that,
He's just
that
like,
like
no, same
newest.
mentality.
He's like, no, no, I am great.
You know what?
I am
Yeah,
really smart.
yeah.
I am a diva. Yeah, that happens. So, that room that I was saying about that, like, no one knows what's going on. You know that room I was talking about where it's like really suspicious and it's guarded and
Yeah, with
only
the
like
gas
very
mask
select
or
people.
masked
Um,
people going.
so the Doctor and Mel find a way to get in, and there's this lady, like
Oh, I like
literally
that.
it's like in a coffin looking thing, and
Hmm.
she's alive, and she's like in pain and stuff, and
The
like
new
Mel
Two
screams,
Face
obviously.
design.
It
New
is.
Two Face
And they're
design
like,
just.
what happened to her? Like, what is this?
Is this
And
again with the experiments or
yeah.
the
So
inhuman experiments?
the creature, like, yeah, the creature is like someone sedates the creature and stops her talking. Yeah, it's very suspicious. One of the guys to do with her that is allowed to see her is explaining what happened. So basically they did experiments, something to do with fertilization and like pollen and stuff. And she had like a cut on her thumb and like somehow got into her body and like partially transform her. So they're on this ship to take her to Earth to see if, because it's basically an infection of like
Yeah,
plant into her body. So they're gonna see
it's
if they can
giving
like
poison
reverse it.
ivy.
It is. So they find that. And then they find out there's a load of other creatures that are literally, they're not human, they're just like plant creature things, and Mel
Oh,
hears them talking about how they have to destroy all the humans on the ship. That happens, and like people still keep on getting killed. Yeah, it's very, very strange situation they're in. And obviously, like they're trapped because they're on a spaceship, so like no one can really escape this situation. So it's not like you can just like leave the building and like go somewhere else to be safe because it's like a spaceship. We found out that one of the like people that's like second in command or something is involved in this because he's about to retire and he wanted a more comfortable retirement. So he has a stake in this. So he's like hijacking the ship and everything. Not a good situation. They figure out like the doctor, because these things are called vervoids. The
Ooh.
doctor figures out like, okay, so they're plant matter, right? They're plant people.
They need like
So
sunlight and stuff, don't they? Do they?
yeah, but he's figuring out that okay, so if you think about like, was it the food chain, right?
Yeah.
You have plants and then you have animals. Animals eat
Hmm.
plants. So
Hmm.
in their head, they're like, okay, so we have to destroy humans, otherwise they're going to consume us. So that's like,
Um,
the doctor was like, well, he wanted them to both exist, but he realizes that they can't both exist because humans or humanoids will always be a threat to the vervoids. It's kind of a sticky situation. They've been killing everyone to survive. And yeah, so basically, guy in command of the ship asked the doctor for his help to destroy them to save the rest of the people that are on the ship. So we get back to the courtroom and the doctor says, well, here, I was not meddling. I have been asked to help. So the Inquisitor accepts that. She's like, okay, that is fair. You didn't just meddle. You didn't just like change events out of nowhere. You were asked to help out. But the Valiard isn't happy and he wants to see like the outcome of all of this. So basically, they end up having to destroy the Vervoids. And Mel's like kind of upset about it. It kind of had to happen. But they did save the rest of the people on the ship.
right. That's a
You know,
bonus.
that's good. So,
Yeah.
they kind of leave and like go back to the TARDIS and go after like wrapping it all up.
Hmm.
So we go back to the courtroom and the Inquisitor is like asking, and she was like, oh, well, did any of them survive? And he says, no, none of them. And he said, even if a leaf had survived and reached Earth, a vervoid would have grown from it and then eventually destroyed Earth. It had to be done. If not, they would have spread and destroyed the planet and maybe other planets. So the Valiard hears this and he's like, well, you clearly destroyed an entire species. We have to, I'm going to put the charge against you of genocide. So he's using that against the Doctor now as well. That's the end of that episode. So we're going to do the rest of the last episode and the like thoughts and
Review.
stuff. Yeah, in part two of this
Hmm.
two-parter. This is the
Yes,
first time
yes.
we've done a two-parter. It's just a very long
Shocking.
story.
Shocking.
Shocking. What are you thinking though about it so far?
Um, I can see. I don't know. I feel like the Doctor could have like come up with a better solution than killing all the Vervoids. I don't know.
Usually he does.
Usually he's like, "Oh, I'll find you your own planet, far, far away from all the other people. Like this is a big, big, big place. Space,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
universe. There's always
Usually
room."
he tries to like, help people and like show them that they can live in peace and stuff.
But
In
he
this
just
case,
like he committed genocide. That is on him. That is on him. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
In his case, he's saying, well, if I had let them live, they would have seen every humanoid species as a threat and just kind of like Cybermen, where Cybermen are like, well, we must convert everyone, or like Daleks, where it's like, well, we must destroy all non-Daleks.
Hmm.
It's kind of like that. But yeah, it's not a great outcome, but
No.
it happened. So is there anything, do you have any like predictions? Because we've gone through
Um.
Perry and we've
I'm
gone
starting to
through.
think that Perry will be fine. I think
Okay,
she'll be okay. I don't think she's really dead because
okay,
I feel like she should come back.
yeah. And
But
also,
I don't know.
I feel like, I mean, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of messed up the Time Lord just ending her
Yeah,
life and not
that's
changing
just rude.
anything. Like, I know they have the law of like, you can't change events and stuff, but they're already changing events by
They're
killing
doing
her.
it. Yeah,
So why not just like wrap it up and like make it
make
have
her
like
forget.
a
Do a Donna
better
Noble and
outcome?
make her just forget and just live a normal
Yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah. Also, Perry as a character, she's not got very good survival skills. Like I really don't know why she travels with the Doctor because like the first episode is like one of the last Fifth Doctor episodes. So she joins him accidentally after. So basically, she like has a fight with her stepdad. She wants to like move off an island she's on and go somewhere else. And he says no. Well, he like tricks her. He says yes and then leaves her, doesn't let her leave. So she
Mm.
puts like a change of clothes in a plastic clear bag and jumps into the water and starts like swimming. And I don't
That's
know where she's
that's
swimming
not
to.
gonna work,
Because
girl.
if you're
I'm
swimming
sorry.
to another island, that's not really how it works.
No.
So anyway, she ends up drowning, and the doctor's out, and the doctor's companion at the time sees her drowning from the TARDIS, and he's like, "Ah, humans!" So he goes and rescues her, takes her into the TARDIS and into a bed where she's like recovering, and then she
Mm.
wakes up in the TARDIS in a bed, and the TARDIS has moved. The companion didn't even tell the doctor there's a woman in here, and yeah, and from that point on, she just stays with the doctor, and it's like she
She'd
has
be
a couple
like,
of
that's better than the
encounters.
island. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
fair.
like every all her survival skills, she doesn't have any because every time something happens, she like does like the worst thing or like I don't know, like she meets the master and he's like, I'm the master, and she's like, well, I'm Purple Gilliam Brown. She's basically like a teenager. She's like,
Mm.
so what? I'm Perry.
She
So
hasn't
what?
realized that she is actually destructible yet.
Yeah, she's kind of like one of those like really sheltered people where they're like suddenly in the real world and they're like I don't know that they realize like she tried to like kick the master and then he immediately just overpowered her and like yeah it's so I mean I think she was bound to run into some kind of issue but at the same time the doctor should know her well enough to know that you can't really be taking this person. I don't know, she's not very safe to travel with. Like some companions of his are like smarter where they can like they have some kind of like fighting training or they have like really high intelligence or
Yeah.
something. But Perry is just like a someone
She
who's
just
like,
appeared.
yeah. And then he just decided to like not take I don't know. Anyway, at this point though, in the story, I was so confused because I was like, so they just killed off Perry
Mm.
and then I was like, and they just like moved on to the next character.
But there's
Anyway,
gotta be a reason for it. There's
we
gotta be
have
a
more
reason
to
for it.
come. We
We
have
do.
more to come. But at this point, from the start, I was side eyeing the Faliad. Like he always annoyed me the entire time. Like he started off with a strong bias against the Doctor. So whereas the Inquisitor, I didn't feel too bad about her.
She's more based. She's more based.
Yeah,
She's
she's just kind of like, oh
got
well.
a normal view.
Also, her like makeup is like on is like
It's
peak.
so good.
It's
It's
like
so good.
it's so good. Anyway, gonna wrap it up.
Oh yeah.
Next, in part two, we're gonna do the last little chunk of the episode. So we've gone through the first three parts to this. The ultimate foe.
Is this?
So
Did you say phone or phone?
foe,
Phone.
FOE.
Okay. I thought I was like ultimate phone, like unlimited
The
calls,
Nokia brick. Yeah,
unlimited
something.
data. Nikia.
I wonder if the Doctor had a phone, what kind of phone would he have?
Um,
Because I reckon he's a Nokia brick kind of guy because
he is
he's
a
like so
Nokia kind of
clumsy.
guy. He's like, oh, wait, humans were onto something with this, and then
Yeah.
he'd make it better with his screwdriver.
I need to show you. Okay, for part two, I'm going to find a picture of the sixth Doctor's sonic screwdriver because it looks like a pregnancy test.
What?
And also, he seems to have like an unlimited supply of them because, like, in one episode, he goes through about three, and I'm like, where are you getting these? Like, he
He's
gives one
got
to a
three
lady, and
backups.
he like I don't even know. And then one time he's like, okay, this has a little bit of power left. And I'm like, what? What are these like disposable? Like,
That's not
like I
good for
feel
the
like
environment.
he was locked. It sounds like he was locked in a pharmacy and just like found a bunch of pregnancy tests and just somehow converted them
It's
into
like,
some
yeah, I
kind of
can work with
disposable.
this.
I can, yeah, I don't know. I'll find a picture for it though.
Thank you.
But anyway, thank you for listening. Check out
Yeah.
the next part.
Wait, yeah, the next part. Yes.
The next part, part two. Bye bye. Bye.